Hey everybody, it's GobletX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today we're going to be playing another Powered Cube draft, the funnest draft format on Arena right now. It is our chance to draft a bunch of cards from the history of Magic's game instead of just from one specific set. Because of that, it is a phantom event. We don't keep any of the cards that we draft here today, but we do get to have a lot of fun and play some really crazy decks. For the pack one, pick one, we're going to start with Urza, Lord High Artificer. I love me some artifact decks. This is an incredibly powerful card for them. All of your artifacts now tap for blue mana. You get 2 creatures off this one spell, and with all that extra artifact mana, you get to start casting spells off the top of your deck for 5 mana a pop. Urza is a really fun win condition and a very powerful card, and I like some artifact decks, so let's see if we can't do some artifacty Urza nonsense here. Here's a stock up, which is incredible card selection for any blue deck. This is the best, most flexible blue card in this pack. There are other really powerful options here. Channel, now that they put some Eldrazi back into the cube, is pretty nice with the right cards. Snapcaster Mage, recurring one of your pieces of interaction is great and control your decks. Uro and blue-green is really good value, and Nettlecyst, if we have a bajillion artifacts, could be pretty big, but I'm really going to go for the stock up here. It's going to fit into so many decks. Bro. I hope whoever passed Channel and then saw Emrakul, excuse me, I hope whoever opened the channel and then passed it and saw Emrakul is just as sad as I am. Somebody could have had Channel Emrakul here. Somebody is going to have Channel Emrakul here. Whoever takes that channel is getting rewarded so hard right afterward. But sadly, it's not us. Oracle the Alpha seems solid for an Urza deck, since it's putting a bunch of Power 9 Moxes in to our deck. So yeah, Oracle seems good for artifact builds. It's also new to the cube this time around. This is the only alchemy card in the cube. This cube was all paper cards, but they decided, you know what? Oracle the Alpha is beloved enough. Let's throw it in there. And sure, let's throw it in this deck. Pick number 4. No good artifacts here. Haywire Might, quite filler. Probe is fine filler for any blue deck, or Thundertrap Trainer has good enter effects. Nothing off color that I super love. These spells might be filler enough to just speculate on a land here too. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go for the Thundertrap Trainer. Pick number 5. There's a Wasteland here for the green land decks. It's also just a good card in general for any deck, but really good in like a Ren and 6 kind of deck. There's nothing in blue here. So either speculating towards blue-black control-y stuff, blue-white-black control-y stuff, or just grabbing a Wasteland. I mean, I could take Marsh Flats. That'll end up in a lot of decks. We just need a plains or swamp of any kind, including dual lands and triomes. Probably supposed to take Marsh Flats here with the way our first 4 picks have gone, but if I want to try to read the signals and see no good blue stuff, maybe Wasteland towards green could be a thing. I'll take a Wasteland. It can make the cut no matter what, but if green is the most open color, it can also just become really good. Yeah, there's just no blue here. Will I ever be allowed to draft a full-on artifact deck? It's just too popular. Nobody lets you do it. So Sylvan Safekeeper combos with Titania, which is one of the better green finishers, but it really doesn't do much by itself. Birds of Paradise consistently does a lot by itself, or even Once Upon a Time. So if we're pushing towards green, I think we're taking birds here. Bristly Bill is a solid card by itself. It does some work by itself, and then it's like really good with Nadu. So if we want to take something that combos with a specific card, I think we take Bill over Safekeeper as the combo to go with Nadu, instead of the combo to go with Titania that really only has the one big combo. But I'm just going to go super flexible on it and take birds. Now we take Hierarch. Green and blue right now with 2 green mana dorks that add blue. If we get any of the land recursion cards, we've got the Wasteland for it. If we find like the Ice Till Explorer, that's one of the best ones to do it. Because we can play lands from our grave and we can play 2 lands a turn, so it really helps. We could take a Cryptic here or a World Wagon. We're going to be some weird combination of green and blue currently, it looks like. I don't know about hitting triple blue on Cryptic. That is pretty difficult without taking on basics quite highly, so I'll go World Wagon on this. Tidebinder's fine. Zern Orb is one of the Titania combos. If we get Titania as a finisher, the Micah spawn would be more consistent. Just as a ramper. We'll go for it. We'll take an orb. We wheel an Uro. Green-blue looks like a great spot to be. Green-blue rampy nonsense. No green or blue in this pack, though. We'll just take a Grizzlebrand from the Reanimator player and make them really sad. No, we should take Temple Guard. There's no world where we'll end up with Grizzlebrand in our deck. We could absolutely end up with Pest Infestation, though. And an Endurance or Jetmir's Garden. I'll go Endurance. Main deckable card to just really mess up the Reanimator decks. Safekeeper, Bill. I'm going to go Bill over Safekeeper. I already have a Zern Orb to combo if we do get a Titania. And because we're specifically in green-blue, I love the idea of a Bill Nadu deck. Formidable Speaker lets us tutor out whatever creature we want, so it can find one of our combo-y pieces. So it can find like a Nadu, it can find a Bristly Bill, it can find Titania if we get one. I like Speaker a lot here. There's no power in this pack. Karakas is a very strong card, though, even if you're not a white deck. Karakas can do some stupid stuff that it could be worth playing as a colorless land. Karakas is borderline power. When I say power, I mean like literal power 9. This is not one of those, but I do want to mention that because I just noticed that is really, really good. Psychic Frog also really, really, really good, but that's not happening here. But Karakas is pretty much a colorless card. I'm going to go Speaker over Karakas, though. Green decks are very, very good at using fetch lands, and our mana base is not the greatest right now, so I'm actually going to take the fetch over the Hierarch. The fetches will also get taken by non-green players, whereas the Hierarch will not. That said, I highly doubt we're getting the Hierarch back. Still think. Got to make sure we've got some fetches in here. They also give us like double landfall triggers with Bill. Plenty of stuff that they do. Primeval Titan's a really, really good finisher. But Oko can also be really rude. Oko used to be mega busted, banned in a lot of stuff, but as far as cube goes, Oko's just solid. Still quite good, but I really do like Primeval Titan, and Primeval Titan was not in the cube last time around, so I'd love to play some primetime finishers here. Another fetch looks great, or Surok, Jace, 3 steps ahead. A lot of good cards here, but I'm going to grab another fetch. I'd like to have that Triumph too, to have more fetchable lands. Utopia Sprawl to ramp up. Not much else. Oculus is a little difficult in green-blue. We're not running a bunch of instants and sorceries and not really running much self-mill to have a bunch of cards engraved for that. We're kind of just green-blue good stuff right now. There's the Springheart Nantuko, which is another really good card with Nadu. Uro went really, really late, so I don't think anybody should take a Nadu if it shows up, but I believe the cube is a little bit more than 360 cards, so there's a chance that Nadu just literally doesn't get opened by anybody. It's not a particularly high chance, but it's out there. This is still better than World Spine Worm, because World Spine Worm would be an even more speculative pick. We're not going to make it to 11 mana, so this would be 100% speculating on us managing to open Natural Order or get past the Natural Order to tutor it out. Springheart Nantuko does something without Nadu. Yeah, Springheart Nantuko is still a solid card without a Nadu. It's just a really gross one with the Nadu. There's the Fast Bond, or the Flash. Just realized Flash is another way to use World Spine Worm that I forgot about. Flash of Primetime is not bad. Fast Bond is gross with Crucible of World style effects, but we don't actually have any of those. Could just give us a million mana turn 1 as well. Flash is generally stronger, but we don't have any other cheat stuff into play cards, so I feel like Fast Bond's going to be more synergistic than Flash with everything else going on in this deck. There we go. Might Form Harmonizer plus Fast Bond. If we have lands in hand, or if we have a Crucible so we can replay all our fetches from grave, that'll just be turn a 1/1 into a 9,000, 9,000. Here's Reclaimer to tutor out the right land, or just Nissa for raw stats. Malevolent Rumble, also a miniature impulse kind of card. We'll take the Nissa. We're pretty low on actual finishers here, so we'll just take what we can get. We wheel the Hierarch. So green does feel quite open in here. So we're praying we get past the Nadu at some point. Just more splashing into white at this rate. Temple Garden and Restless Prairie if we find good white stuff. Wow, yeah, we're just wheeling everything in green. Here's Surok now. Over Goyf. I'm not main decking Heritage Reclamation. I'll just have triple green-white dual land for no reason. Last pick, Craterhoof. Okay. No Nadu, no Crucible, no Natural Order. Not a whole lot here. 6 looks pretty reasonable, though. Very good value off every attack, picking up a land from grave, and if we've got extra lands in hand, we start recasting stuff from grave. It's probably 6 here, although Mox Diamond is good as well. And green's open enough. I'd probably take the Mox and try to wheel a good green card. Here's an Excavator to go with the fetches in the Wasteland. And just set up Excavator, Wasteland. Could be really rude. We could have Excavator, Wasteland, Fast Bond if we're super lucky. But it's not the full-on strip mine, so they'll still get to play all their basics. Still very strong in the right matchup. We'll grab it. Here's Badger Mole Cub to go with the Wasteland. That'd be really strong. There's also the perfect dual land with Tropical Island. There's also the Natural Order to cheat out Behemoth or Primetime. Man, all the goods clumped up into this pack. We can only guarantee one of these cards. Also, we could probably kill people with Tifa, with fetch lands and fast bond and stuff. What if I just play Tifa and in turn 3, fast bond, you're dead? We're going to wheel something here. I think I want to go Badger Mole Cup. We've got a big gap at 2-mana. I think I want to take Badger Mole Cup. I feel like Natural Order and Tifa are more likely cards to wheel, and we'll get one of those. Probably Tifa and not Natural Order, and then we just cut Craterhoof, and that's fine. Here's Fanatic of Veronis, another good 2-drop that's also ramping us. That feels really good here. Taking it over Gargaroth, Eladamri, Questing Beast. Yeah, we'll take mana over that. Come on in, Fanatic. The Vaultborn Tyrant and a Lotus Cobra and a Tameo. More very solid cards. Tyrant's good enough to play off of just ramping into it naturally, and then we also have that Natural Order that there is a chance of coming back because green does not seem heavily drafted at all. I only have 2 fetches, so it's not a perfect Lotus Cobra deck, but Lotus Cobra Fast Bond would be crazy too. The thing about Fast Bond is it doesn't draw you any cards, so you always have to be thinking about the fact that you're going to Fast Bond and play 2 or 3 extra lands that turn until you like get a Crucible of Worlds with a fetch. That's when you actually go crazy. If you have like a fetch land and a Crucible with a Fast Bond, then it's like, okay, fetch, 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 fetch as many times as you want. But the average opening hand is going to be like turn 1 Fast Bond. If it's a 3-lander or a 4-lander, you run out of lands. So you have to consider that with the Fast Bond. Here's the Titania, which is a slam dunk for this deck. I mean, that's just self-explanatory there. This pack doesn't have much. We'll take a Scrap Shooter. I'm not going to play it. I don't think there was a Nadu anywhere unless somebody took it. So that's a sad day. I don't really want to play any of these. I'll take an Ewit. Primus came back here. There's also a green-blue duel. We want the fetchable green-blue duel over the non-fetchable one. We don't want Primus unless natural order wheels. I'm not going to gamble on that. If natural order wheels, we still have 3 reasonable finishers. Even getting a Titania in the right board state could be big for this deck. Tracker and Curator here are solid. Curator for the anti-reanimator deck. We have a lot of stuff at 3 mana, so I think I'll take another 2-drop. Main deckable anti-reanimator card. This, I believe, this upcoming pack, I believe, is where Natural Order was. It's also where Tifa was. If we get Tifa Fast Bond. All right, somebody took Natural Order, which means we get Tifa Fast Bond. There's like one other green player. Questing Beast, looking at this curve. Even Boseiju is very reasonable. Wheel the Cobra. Am I just not even playing blue at this point? Literally just green. This is kind of a free Knight of the Reliquary splash. Because we have all these white duels for no reason. We have 3 white sources and 2 ways to fetch them, so it's 5 white sources without running a single plains. 16 lands and a Mox Diamond. Knight of the Reliquary does look pretty good in this deck, so I think I'm playing it. Can't really cut any non-creatures. We have like no interaction because we're basically mono-green. Let's cut an Eternal Witness, not the most efficient card. Maybe we do cut the main deck Reanimator Hate. We did not get Natural Order, so we cut Crater Hoof. Probably Vaultborn Tyrant as well. Top the curve off at 6. And cut one of the 1s or 2s. Cut the Ignoble Hierarch. It's the worst 2-mana dork. We still have a lot of ways to make mana, and with the Badgermole Cub, I think that's pretty good. I might actually keep the 1-mana dork over the Cobra. Yes, every once in a while we'll have like Fast Bond Cobra hands, but otherwise just starting off with more 1-mana dorks feels pretty great to me. So I'm going to do that. Drop Tyrant and Cobra. Excavator's really just here for Excavator Fast Bond, but there are 2 fetches in a Wasteland too. I'm probably supposed to be cutting some of these less consistent cards like the Fast Bond or the Excavator and keeping the Lotus Cobra and the 7-drop. But I really like just going for it. Just trying to draw the nuts, because I'm an idiot. So we'll call it a deck here, hop into the gameplay, and see how often we draw the nuts with this deck. I mean, this is a 1,000,000 mana immediately. There's a Tifa World Wagon. We do have a Knight of the Reliquary in here. I could sprawl on white. Tifa World Wagon is here. Blue and black are some Reanimator-y colors, potentially, so we might get some endurance value. Graveyard Trespasser can stop us from doing, like, Crucible Wasteland shenanigans, if it comes to it. And there it is. They don't have a non-basic for Wasteland anyway. And this only exiles at sorcery speed, though, so just whenever we're going to Wasteland something, we Wasteland it and then play Excavator and just bring it back immediately. I need 4 power for World Wagon. Crew 4. So here's 1 power. which will be 2 by playing a land this turn, and then 2 more power by playing Excavator as well. Yeah, this is the only way to crew World Wagon this turn, unless I make 2 1/1 pests. So either reveal that I have the Excavator, or I make pests without blowing anything up. This is an X mana spell, so I'll hold on to that. So they know to play around Wasteland Excavator, sadly, but it's worth it to get the World Wagon trigger here. Drop out a Jace. And pass. Cool. Hello, Titania. Can Wasteland itself. Yeah, I can have Wasteland target itself to get a 5/3 at some point. Give me a Tifa trigger too. When Titania enters, return target land. So I'd have to crack Wasteland right now, pre-playing Titania, to also pick it up from grave when Titania hits the board. Which is only relevant for Tifa? Yes, it is relevant, though. Oh, I'm going to time out because I have to say yes, I'm sure. Okay, that's all the landfall I can do this turn, but I can blow up... Okay, they're scooping anyway. But I can blow up the Wasteland again for another 5/3, but we don't want to do that till their end step because of the Trespasser. So we just do that. Can't play any more lands this turn, but I can crew World Wagon now with Titania, so I don't have to block with ourselves the token up on blocks. And then we attack with Tifa and World Wagon. World Wagon gets another land. Tifa's an 8/2 trample because of the land from World Wagon. Yeah, that was still a really good turn. I'm glad I cracked the Wasteland pre-Titania. And yeah, now I know how to do that in the future if I have those together. So I'm slightly less likely to time out in future games. That was a sweet start, but our opponent didn't do too much that game, so most decks would have a solid time there. But still excited. We got to do some pretty cute little combos there and start things off 1-0 heading into game 2. Sounds fun. I think I Hierarch into Bill and then fast bond next turn. Library of Alexandria, great value for our opponent. Library on the draw is some sick stuff. So I can play Bill, play fast bond 2 lands this turn, or I can go Knight of the Reliquary and fast bond. Or I could just go Questing Beast Jam. Oh, I can't go Questing Beast Jam. I can go... Yeah, just Knight of the Reliquary. Okay, yeah, I lied. 1 mana off from Questing Beast Jam. I don't know why I thought Fast Bond was adding a mana by itself. All right, opponent on the draw gets to activate Library of Alexandria immediately. There's a Jace. I drew you in the wrong order, Mr. Harmonizer. You'd have been so cool earlier. Questing Beast Exalted Jam. days. I'll have you know, Knight of the Reliquary gets untapped mana. Rude opponent. Well, that was incredible for me. They actually had to time walk themselves for me to spend 1 mana here that I wasn't even going to spend anyway. We just made them put that island back in their hand. It does make it easier for them to use library. That's not nothing. Like, a whole extra card each turn is big. Okay. Harmonizer. Brazen Borrower, bounce Knight of the Reliquary. Well, let's activate it to untap one of our lands. But that is 1 less Harmonizer trigger. I do need an untapped mana for Bill. I could just Wasteland their library. I didn't realize this could grab any land. I should have grabbed Wasteland last turn. Just Wasteland their library. I mean, we could win in a multitude of ways here. I really want to play Bill this turn, so I'm just going to get a fetch. Oh, that's actually just already lethal. Harmonizer is stupid good. I just realized any fetch was already lethal. I somehow did not realize Questing Beast was going to hit for 17 this turn. 16 power and an Exalted trigger? Good gravy. All right, Harmonizer's a really, really sweet addition to the lands decks in this cube. Yeah, Harmonizer is a single fetch land for making a 4/4 a 16/4. Mono green ramp. Play dudes in attack. Boros opponent. Play dudes in attack. Simple. Classic limited magic in this game. Everybody's just gonna jam creatures into each other. What are you doing? What are you doing? Make it a 4/4 and eat the Fanatic? That's kind of gnarly. Just make it a 4/4 anyway. Hit my face. World Wagon. I block worse if I play World Wagon, but I guarantee more mana. This hand has some high mana value stuff. If we get that mana, we're going to take another hit of 4. Boros is getting some early damage on us for free. Still saving the 1/4 if they play one of the 3 mana 3/3 haste creatures like Lelia. And that blocker is much more relevant than the single point of damage it would hit them for. Inti hit me for 5. Discard a card, draw a card. Detective's Phoenix is a good discard. That's a card they can bestow from grave, and they drew a land, so they did draw a card to play off the Inti. Okay. Well, kind of have to play Primeval Titan because I need a big enough blocker. It's kind of tragic I can't do anything else here. If I play Surok, Fnatic now taps for... No, it is quad green. Okay, I can double spell because Fnatic's quad green. Yeah, that'll be exactly enough. Play both. If they don't kill Fnatic in response to me casting Surok. Disgusting. Still made them rip 2 cards from their hand. But we probably died to that. I think it was worth the risk, because the other line is like Primeval Titan hits the board and everybody's tapped, and then they exile Prime Time. I mean, I could crew World Wagon, but I can crew World Wagon with Surok. And block Figure. It's going to be a 6/6, though. Against a 5/4, which it would be a 6/6 against a 5/4 if they solituded Primeval. Yeah, our blocks will end up being just as bad either way we play it. Tragic. But if we went for primetime, Jesus. If we went for primetime, we would have had more lands ready next turn, no matter what. Unless they had like Mana Tithe. See, I was like play around Mana Tithe or play around removal, I guess. Comet absolutely fails. And then Figure of Destiny's too big to block well. Chump with my vehicle. I'll go to 5. That's a very bad draw without lands. It doesn't do anything unless you discard a land. And Titania has no lands in grave. Yeah. This game would have went a lot differently with just a single fetch land, because then Titania being 2 5/3s would have been the play even last turn, potentially. But certainly now. They have the mana to bestow Phoenix and just fly over and kill me. Shoot. We can't exile anything from their grave. Yeah, if they just bestow Phoenix onto Figure, we're dead. Period. And they already have the mana value to do that. So we have to pray they make a massive misplay. Oops. Bummer. It is worth noting, however much better Primeval Titan would have ended up being, getting the 2 extra lands on board, it still would do nothing about us dying in the sky. Because again, we would have gotten the trigger that turn, and then we keep a Fnatic instead of a Prime Time, so we could play a lot of cards, but they're all ground creatures, and Phoenix would just kill us, because they put Solitude in their grave to kill Prime Time. Yeah. It would have played much better if we played Primeval Titan first, but still would have been dead at the same time. 2-1 it is, heading into game 4. Here we are for game 4. If we're playing against somebody with non-basics, this hand is sick. You just never get to do it. You never do the thing with Wasteland, do you? That's not true. But we never will with this deck. Wasteland's in the grave. Your lands are safe. Play a non-basic. Yes. It's gonna be a while before I blow it up, but we were fine with the Wasteland Ditch because we have Titania. By a while, I mean 1 turn. Because I can Badger Mole Cub. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can't. Yes, I can. I can play Badger Mole Cub and Knight of the Reliquary this turn, and then Titania next. Yeah, I can easily Titania next turn if Badger Mole Cub is still around. If I animated the forest instead of the Restless Prairie, I could sack the forest to Knight of the Reliquary, and then even if Badger Mole Cub dies, probably have 5 mana next turn. I kind of instinctually animated the Prairie because, you know, it gets extra +1/+1 counters for its creature land mode. But I should have done the forest, because then the forest is a card I can sack to Knight of the Reliquary, so just sack the land and bring it back immediately. Is really good. Although I guess the Earthbended lands come back tapped, so it wouldn't have been 5 mana next turn. If they kill Badger Mole Cub here and I had hit the forest, I would go tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, crack the forest, untap land. Okay, I guess, okay, it is Titania next turn no matter what. But it could have been Titania next turn, plus get the forest back when I sack it to the Earthbend, instead of don't get the forest back like right now. Got a 1 mana way to kill this here? This is just going to be like give pro white to gain the 1, right? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Hit another forest. Kill Portable Hole? If I kill Portable Hole, can I do both things? Green 1, 2, 3. I would kill Portable Hole now, because now X is 1. And then Badger Mole Cub comes back. Birds taps for 2. Knight taps for 1. Yeah, I can't do both. So we just Titania. Yep, just Titania. That's still going to be fantastic. Wasteland, crack Wasteland, get a 5/3. Knight of the Reliquary, get a 5/3. Surveil 1. Formidable Speaker. Get any creature out of my deck into my hand. What do we have? Do we have Ice-Till Explorer in here? No, we don't have an Ice-Till Explorer. We have a Ramanap Excavator, though. I'm going to have to spend the turn casting that. No, I'm going to have a lot of mana. Potentially. I'm probably just going to Pest Infestation next turn, and then the turn after that I have bajillion mana. Okay, Swords Titania, fair enough. Fair enough. Our 5/3s still hold down the fort for us. Pest Infestation, I have 1, 2, 3 extra mana, so I can Pest Infestation for 2. If I Pest Infestation for 1, then I can play Formidable Speaker, but I don't have a card to discard. I don't have a card to discard yet, so it doesn't matter. So we'll just Pest Infestation. Green and 1, 2, 3, 4. Green, green. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. X is 2. Don't. Time does not exist. We're fine. Okay, this time I'm going to do what I should have done the first time. And have a forest to crack with the Knight of the Reliquary. I should not have attacked here, but it didn't go as bad as it could have, because they also could have gone block and protection from green on the other one. I ran out of clock, so I didn't really think about that attack at all. I should not have sent in, because they just eat one for 3, or for free, and then also block the other one for free if they also did protection that turn. So at least they also made a minor punt there. And took the other 5. Cool. Formidable speaker now, right? Ditch the hierarch. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana for anybody. So I can play Prime Time or I can play Might Form Harmonizer. Let's play a Prime Time. Totally forgot I earthbended this land for a reason. Get the fetch lands ready. We do have to break through many blockers, including 1 point of lifelink. Primetime gets to start attacking it, and the pro-green doesn't even matter because of the trample. It's an exalted trigger too. Speaker untaps somebody every turn. Speaker can untap. Oh, Prairie can buff the whole board. I feel like we're jamming then. If Prairie's about to just juice everybody. It does buff the whole board even if I let it attack as a 1/1. How did I mistap for that? Just trying to spend these 4 and then not use birds. I don't know. Is what it is. I did something wrong. Okay. There's the concession from our opponent. Because I am confused and slow, and apologies. That is 2-1, 3-1, something like that. A positive win rate on the early start, but not super positive. 3-1. 3-1 it is. At least a 50-50 with this deck as we head into round number 5. Here we are on the play for game number 5. I'll go white on this one, just in case. Knight of the Reliquary did a lot of work last game, so we'll make sure Knight of the Reliquary is ready to go. Playing against another red deck. Red deck does not win in this case. I'm calling it right now. We're winning this game. Red deck loses. Go Fanatic in a land so that next turn I bestow onto Fanatic, play a land, make a copy of Fanatic, and just start making an army of 1/4s. Fastbond not looking great today. Do not kill this Fanatic. If they do, I still get 1/1s every time I play a land, so it's not the end of the world. But it would be sad. We're chilling. I got a 1/4 blocker up here. We can send in a 2/5. If they have an instant speed draw spell, they can soak up the damage, but otherwise, a couple free points. Sure. Malcolm's here. We'll eat that with an endurance soon enough. There's the Quarry Steel Cutter. It is real. Is it prowess aggro stuff? Draw a card, discard a card. They're looking for a 1-mana spell to Steel Cutter out. They might already have one. But just keeping their options open. They do not have one. So World Wagon for us. If I don't hold up Endurance, then I get another Fanatic, which is fun. I'll still get another Fanatic whenever I attack with World Wagon, so I'm just going to hold up Endurance. Oh wait, this is not Endurance. This is 1 mana off of Endurance, because this one's got Summoning Sickness. I should have gotten another Fanatic. Oh wait, this is Endurance mana. I just have to do something really weird. Now that's Endurance mana. Put your 1 card back. And I will eat Malcolm. If we draw our pest thing, we have so much mana. Trinket Mage for Black Lotus? Maybe? Trinket Mage for nothing. They already drew their only targets. Okay. I have too much mana. What are you gonna do about it? I have almost 20 mana or something right now. Just Surrock, so I draw a card when they're killing our stuff now. The way these games have been playing out, the mana that we've been getting, it has felt like just a Vault-Born Tyrant in here as like something to dump mana into would be perfectly fine. Kind of want to put it back in, side it back in. I just don't know what we take out. Fast Bond. Honestly, probably. Really cute with Tifa, but I don't think we have enough Fast Bond stuff going on. Cute with Harmonizer too, but no lands. If there's no lands, it doesn't matter. This is goofy, but I'm attacking with everything that won't die on blocks. My green 5,000 copies of Fanatic of Ronus deck is the aggressor. Nexus will be coming. Get some blockers. Probably not enough. 2 blockers. Block, get hit by everybody else. Yeah, that's not enough. Emrakul does not trigger unless you cast it. So that is indeed not enough. And there's my Pest Infestation for good measure. I'm so tempted to play it, but I should just lethal them. But I want to do that for like 5,000. Block, take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take 8 damage, actually 9. So probably a sneak attack show and tell deck. So they can sneak attack this out as a 15/15 or show and tell it out and just annihilate or somebody out. But sadly, they drew their one sneak and show target that is not nexusable. And that is 4-1 now. I mean, the deck's been working. I probably don't need to change and put Vaultborn Tyrant in. And to be fair, we won that game handily without it, but I'm still putting it in. Put something up there at high mana values, and I'm taking out this fast bond. It's just not. There are really cool, really strong things you can do with it, but our deck doesn't consistently do them enough to be worth it. We've had multiple hands today where it does literally nothing. So we'll go 4-1 heading into game number 6. I should have known as soon as I cut it, I would draw a good fast bond hand. Fast bond, excavator, fetch land, fast bond, excavator, wasteland. There's so much this hand could do with fast bond. And then we would have drawn it. Ah. We have a lot of high mana value stuff in our hand. I don't think we can wasteland on the play here. I think we have Verdant on the Surveil land. And then go Nantuko. There's the Tifa to go with the fast bond too. You can't make it up. We've hit like every fast bond combo. It is a sad day. Alright, you are welcome to repulse Nantuko. Booster Tutor. Godless Shrine. Makes sense. Grab a land. Nantuko's chillin'. This hand wants to just play land for turn and then next turn go Ramonap fetch land. Maybe even just next turn Questing Beast, honestly. Legend of Karuk. One on the top, one on the bottom. There's a Knight of the Reliquary, which helps with landfall triggers. We got one land engrave. I don't mind Knight of the Reliquary and just cast the Wasteland on the spot and try to mess up some of their plans here. And then I still have the 4th land into Questing Beast next turn. Or Ramanap the Wasteland if they play the Godless Shrine. They do play the Godless Shrine. Okay, Wrath of God is fair enough. Questing Beast it is. Ooh, although Fanatic. Nah, I'm still on Questing Beast. Wait a second, I'm dumb. I could have gone Ramanap, play Land from Grave, play Fanatic. I think I'm gonna die here. Let's go Ramanap. Hierarch. Wasteland them. I need to play Verdant instead of Wasteland if I want to play a 7-drop. I guess I'll go Verdant. Could have played Fanatic if I went for Verdant. We are finding the loose lines this game. Exile Ramanap, get another creature out of Avatar. Play Prismatic Vista. Control feels like a pretty awful matchup for us regardless, but I played this one real loose. But this looks like a deck that, had we played perfectly, we were still getting crushed hard. Yeah. Certainly are. All right, well, such is the way of life. In a very depressing and frustrating ending here. I think the way that we would have won this game is if this Vaultborn Tyrant were a fast bond instead. Literally, the millisecond I cut fast bond, we draw our best fast bond hand. But that's life. 4-2, heading into game 7. Well, this is a crazy hand. If they are playing non-basics here, we can Badger Mole Cub Wasteland them turn 2. They did not play non-basic. And they killed Birds of Paradise. Okay, so that's really not happening. Okay. Still gonna set up the Badger Mole Cub Wasteland. I want to get something good out before I play Nantuko. And just copy a good creature every turn. Our opponent's on a Lurrus deck, so there are all of their all of their creature spells, their permanents, are mana value 2 or less, but their non-creature spells are going to be their big cards. There's a Formidable Speaker now. We could Formidable Speaker for Ramanap Excavator. I think I will save that to do it later. For now, we can go Bestow Nantuko onto Cub. Worst case scenario, we still get a 1/1 off every land we play. The worst case scenario is them killing Cub in response. That's awkward, but I had to sequence it that way. Because if I played the land first, we don't get the landfall trigger. I guess worst case scenario was Counterspell there. I lied. Snapcaster to kill Cub with Tragic Trajectory. They could kill Bill. Okay. Kill Bill it is. Ketria Triome. Sure. I might actually discard Knight of the Reliquary here. Just Speaker for a high mana value finisher. Because I don't have the white mana. I have 4 mana, even if I discard Triumph. I have 5 if I discard Knight. Titania mana next turn. Nothing to Titania back. Or be a mana off prime time, or I could just play a Questing Beast. Grab a Questing Beast. How is the Grixis control deck hitting all basics? Where are your non-basics? Remand. Okay. Back to hand. Voidwalker shuts off our wasteland thing. Draw 3 from Lorien Revealed. I did put Fastpawn back in. So now I've drawn it in a game where it does literally nothing. I mean, at this point, we were probably supposed to trade Cub off. It's really close. We do still have like 5 mana draws that we need the extra Cub mana for. Deep Cavern Bat, my Harmonizer is very annoying. Lures to their hand. Lures can replay Bauble and Snapcaster and Deep Cavern Bat. And Tameo.
If you need me.
Ah, there's my Harmonizer land. Now that it's ripped from my hand. Three toughness on Tameo is really annoying. But so far, it looks like basically their whole deck can't block Questing Beast. Because they have to be mana value 2 or less. They could find a removal spell for it, though. Especially with Tameo drawing these extra cards. Voidwalker non-lands only? Nope, any card. So Wasteland gets pulled into the Voidwalker instead of into the Earthbending trigger. Now they can double block Questing Beast with Goyf and Lurrus. I mean, with Bauble and Grave, Goyf's even big enough to just trade with Questing Beast. Yeah, another Goyf was perfect draw. Let's see if we can't get our own perfect draw. That is not that. All right. Goyf just trades into Questing Beast and then we die. There's nothing we can do about it. 4-3 it is. That was a bummer. That hand really just didn't do anything, basically. If they played non-basics early and they're a 3-color deck, we could have had a really good shot because we had Wasteland combos. But they played nothing but basics to like their 7th land, which was like, yes, part of that is they saw a Wasteland with Earthbend on it. So if they had drawn non-basics, they would know to play their basics first. But they still drew like 6 basics before a non-basic in a 3-color deck. Pretty rough. Yeah, this fast bond was once again very bad. So I think even though it would have won the game that we lost our second loss to, it probably still shouldn't have been in the deck. Because basically every single other time we drew it, it was just not good. Right, like with the right collection of cards, it's really spicy. But there's just too many times that it just doesn't do anything by itself. It needs a good collection of cards alongside it. And we only have the one Crucible. So the odds of getting Fetch Land, Crucible, Fast Bond are really low. And the one time that we would have drawn it was when we cut Fast Bond for Tyrant, and we drew Tyrant instead, so we don't get to just have infinite mana. Or infinite Wasteland kills. And so we lost that one game, because we drew Tyrant instead of Fast Bond. Yep. And then the rest are just our deck doesn't have a lot of interactions, so when our opponents get some good stuff going, that stuff's gonna damage us a bunch. I don't know. This was a cool deck. Certainly think green was the most open color by far. I don't hate where we ended up in the draft pod. I do think I could have made some slightly better choices of what we drafted within the colors in the deck that we were playing, but I do think we were supposed to end up in some green pile of goop. Maybe should have stuck more heavily on the blue. Not that there were a lot of blue cards getting passed, but just to have an Uro and a stock up in here. Just splash, play a little bit more blue, play a little bit less of the more combo-oriented stuff that isn't really good by itself, like the fast bond, and just play some of the blue cards to give this deck a little bit more like card draw and consistency in that way. I could see that being solid. Drop fast bond, tyrant, and something else here for stock up Uro and some blue lands. Yeah, I don't know. Perfectly fine run, 4-3. But the games are still always bummers, the losses for sure. Would have liked to play with the deck a little bit more. Would have liked to do more land stuff, more landfall triggers, more Might Form Harmonizer kills, or trying to get a Tifa kill would have been really fun, but just don't get to play with it much longer. It's going to end at only 7 games at 4-3 for a positive record. Perfectly fine run at that break-even point on prize out. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send us more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.